As my title says, it is my birthday as of 12 a.m. right now. So I thought, well, why not uh, begin my birthday and end my birthday with you? So certainly I didn't make an announcement about this other than to say that I was going to go live. But of course, I didn't know. Actually, I just decided, about 5 minutes ago. So I honestly didn't know what I was going to do. And then it occurred to me. So I said, well, why not? I'm always up this time of night anyway. So I hope that there will be some people that will join us. I do realize I didn't make anyone aware. So how would you know? So I certainly hope so. I hope that people will join us. I should say, I hope people will join me because who knows I'm here? Nobody knows I'm here. So, and I realize that it is late, no matter what part of the country you're in. Uh, I know back east it is, it's after 3 a.m. So that's how late it is there. And I think in the South, it is, I think, 2 hours later. So it would be maybe 2 a.m. So, or rather, after 2 a.m. So, um, and I think further out west, uh, meaning California, I believe it's an hour difference. So I, uh, I hope someone will join us. Again, this is only my second time going live. So, of course, I don't know. I'm just going to play it by ear and figure out what's going to be the best time for me. I'm kind of a night owl, so this time of night is not not unusual at all for me to be up. So I know that I'm not the only person that's up this late because we live in a 24-hour world. So people are up no matter what time of day or night it is, depending on where you're at in the world. So I know there are people up. So I hope that someone will tune in. I'm still, I'm sure, uh, for some time I'll be trying to figure out how this whole thing works and how do I just sit here and talk into my camera and hope that someone will log in and decide to join in the conversation. I don't know. Ooh, I may have to. I did have my oven on a few minutes ago, and I decided to fix myself something to eat. Uh, I'm actually eating. Um, actually, it's leftovers. It's a chicken fajita that I had made. Actually, a barbecue chicken fajita that I had made last night, and I don't have to tell you, fajitas are kind of big, so usually I can only eat maybe half of a half, so that's why it kind of takes me a while to eat a whole one. So this one, I had barbecue chicken that I had baked, and I put a lot of, I don't want to choke on camera, so I better chew my food. This sort of reminds me of um, those Jerry Lewis telethons where he'd have like six panel uh, people on the phones for people that would call in to make donations. And they basically had to keep the audience, whomever may be up. That was certainly before we had a 24-hour world. But they basically had to entertain people. And at that time, for us, that was something that just didn't happen. We didn't have 24-hour television. I think TV maybe was on maybe till 1 a.m., maybe. And that was it. But now it never goes off. So you don't know. But I know last night I came on for the first time and I had um, I had a couple people join me, and again, they didn't know I was going to be there because I didn't know I was going to be there. Now I did announce this morning that my plan is to do go live every day, and that'll be until further notice because like most things in reference to YouTube, I'm kind of playing it by ear. I have not established a schedule yet, but I do plan to put out a video and talk to you about uh, what my goals are for the coming year in reference to my channel. Of course, I want to have structure. Of course, I'm thinking about me and things and what perhaps I want to do differently. You know, it did not occur to me that, now it had occurred to me because I had it on my calendar that I need to go to the DMV, but for some reason it didn't occur to me to go today. It should have, because I don't usually schedule anything on my birthday. Uh, I don't work on my birthday. That's my day. So I've always, uh, I would say, the past 20 years at least, I don't work on that day. I don't do anything except what I want to do. And I, I was really struggling with trying to make a decision if I really wanted to celebrate in some way. And I couldn't come up with an answer. Every time I thought of something, um, something would come to mind, or I would watch something on online, some story on YouTube, some news story or what have you, and it would. I guess I want to be a little more settled as opposed to, so many of us describe this time as just a little wacky. But yes, I know there are millions of people out there, they're just going on with their life. But I happen to believe that the decisions I've made up to this point, since all this started, are the reasons why I have not been exposed and I've, for the most part, been healthy, other than recently when I got ill, which, as far as I know, has nothing to do with the virus. But again, that's a big question mark also, but it's certainly not contagious. It has to do with all these other things that are going on with my body. So, but even in light of all that, I still thought about uh, maybe going out of town. I thought about it, but I couldn't convince myself to do it. So it could still happen because I have no plans. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just, what did I say? Um, I read something or I watched something. I'm not really sure. These days I get that confused because I spend so much time online. I'm not sure when I remember something if I saw it online or if it was on the news or if it was, I'm never sure about the source. So I'm not actually sure about um, the validity of it. I don't know. I don't know. No, you know, I have found myself turning to channels of people who were live, and I would watch for a while just to see what would happen. Having my own perceptions of what happens when a person goes live. So I think I watched it maybe 15 minutes because I was waiting to be entertained. To be totally honest, I didn't know what was going to happen. And after about 15 minutes, I asked myself, why is this person live? Because um, they were outside, and I think they had someone over their house. I don't think they were barbecuing. I think they were just sitting outside. It was in the evening, but it wasn't dark. And it was two females sitting outside talking like they were visiting each other. But I still didn't get why the person who was in control of the video, why they went live. So that in itself is part of my confusion. And I'm sure that different people have different reasons why they decide to do it live. Um, and I'm going to figure out mine. I still see no one's joined in yet. So, no. Uh, Last night I noticed really quickly, I think the first 5, maybe 10 minutes, someone had joined. So that was at least something. And then another person joined. Um, so now I have watched some channels, and these are people who have very active channels with a lot of subscribers. They wait until, oh, I don't know, they whatever the number is in their head before they even start. Um, it's sort of like going to an event and they don't start on time, whatever that may be. They start when whatever that magic number is in their head, that's when they start the program. And that's how I kind of got that when I was watching that. Because I mean, most people who do live, they have some sort of format. And I don't, of course, like most things, I don't know. But as I was sitting here last night and talking to my viewers, I had no idea how long I was going to stay, uh, how long I was going to be on live. And what I'm doing this from my phone. Last night I did it from my laptop, and I was really disappointed in the feedback and everything. Excuse me. Now, I do recall once before, back when we were in the thick of the whole unemployment thing, and they started that ID and Me, and I did a video from my laptop. Technically, I didn't even know I did a video. I didn't even know I was live. I didn't know what was going on. The point is, I did do a video, and actually, it's the only video that I have on my channel that's in black and white, and I can't even tell you how that happened. Uh, but the point is, last night, and because the clock in the corner lets me know how long I've been online, I said, "Oh, I'm going to stay on an hour." So that's what I did last night. Um, Here, I don't know. I guess maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, and see if anybody jumps on. Unlike when I do just a regular video and I have a specific agenda, um, I record a video and um, and then I upload it. Uh, this is different in that for me, the point of live is to interact with the viewers slash subscribers. For me, that's my motivation for being here, is so that I can interact with you, and that those questions that you want to ask me, you can ask me and get your answer right now. So um, that's I keep adjusting my camera because I'm wondering why. Because I'm actually sitting at an angle here, but somehow I still keep kind of going. Maybe I need to pull my camera back. I don't know. Because I only have one arm that's in. I know if I pull it back, I'm not going to bother it. I'm going to leave it where it is and not worry about it. But I don't know. I guess I would say months leading up to my birthday, maybe a couple of months ago, I would think about my birthday here and there because it's always been a part of my process. I've always felt that birthdays are extremely important and that it's important for you as the birthday person to acknowledge yourself. You have to acknowledge yourself. And that's why I decided many, many, many years ago that that day would be special for me. Um, but apparently, I haven't been able to convince myself this year because nothing's happened yet. It could, but now I have to go DMV because I didn't go. And if I don't, I'll be illegal tomorrow night at 12 o'clock, but that's not going to happen. Because I will either go over there or I will get online, but I'm not going to be illegal. No. I mean, they already don't need a reason to stop us. I'm not going to give them one. I've watched too many videos where people get stopped and their stuff's not in order. Their insurance is expired, or they don't have license on them, or if they do have license, they're expired, or there's just all kinds of chaos. And I'm just too old for that. I'm not saying it can't happen at my age. I'm saying it's not going to happen at my age. I've lived too long to get that stupid now. No, I'm not going to do that. So, certainly I hope that somebody comes on. You know, this is sort of like me deciding to have a party, but I don't tell anybody I'm having a party. But then for some reason, I'm surprised nobody shows up. See how that sounds? That's what this is like. If you don't tell anybody, how are they supposed to know? They're not. So, what can I talk about? Um, I could talk about past birthdays. Um, let's see. Some examples of things I've done on my birthday. Most recently, um, I planned everything out and, paid, reserved everything, and I decided to go to LA, go to Disney, and do all that stuff. And then I went to Sony Studios. My plan was to stay a week because I had actually bought my Disney tickets for 3 days. But actually, after a day, I was full. Not to mention, um, I was not, I wasn't happy with my room or the traffic. The traffic was horrendous, and I just couldn't wait to get out of it. And it didn't seem to matter what time of day or night that I got on the interstate, the traffic was bad. And for me, when I was in my room uh, trying to do something impulsively, my first thought was the traffic, and it was crazy. And now I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't know anything about the traffic and why was I so surprised? It's one thing for somebody to tell you about how something is, but it's another thing for you to experience it. And I haven't been able to go back there since. I mean, that's been a few years now. I think like 3 years ago when I did that. And I'm still traumatized. So much so that I cut my trip short and I just wanted to get out of there. I think it was after 3 days. And because Disney would not refund me my money, they wouldn't give me any money back. They told me they could give me a credit, but they wouldn't give me my money back. And I was disappointed in that. But what was I going to do? I knew that I was not going to be coming back there soon, even though they gave me a big window, a real big window of time. I didn't care. At that moment, I wasn't coming back there. And I just decided at that point to grin and bear it and stay the extra day and go ahead and use it. But the moment I used it that day, I didn't even want to stay that long. I just wanted to go through the gates again and maybe walk around the park once and maybe take another video or something and get out of there. And that's exactly what I did. I got up that morning. I didn't even tell the hotel that I was checking out because that's how I am. I'm impulsive. When I'm full, I don't have anything to say. I'm done. When I first meet a guy and I can be a little chatty, that's the way I used to be. But as time has gone on, I've come to realize it's more beneficial for me to be quiet. Not to mention, I don't really want to talk about me. I want to talk about you. So, what I generally tell a man is, um, what I generally tell a man is, hi, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you decided to join me as I sit here, rattle on and on, hoping people would join me because I decided to go live for my birthday. As I stated last night, I went live last night for the first time. My channel was 4 years old, but last night was the first time. Well, thank you, Deanna, for wishing me a happy birthday. Um, I see you got the live going. Well, it I'm gonna thank you for that because you were the first person to suggest that to me. And for some reason it resonated with me and I said, well, what do you have to lose? So immediately from that night that you left me that, well, when I read it, it was night. From that moment you left me that message, I immediately started the process of me figuring out what I needed to do to make that happen. So I want to thank you most of all for making that suggestion. And secondly, for me hearing you, really hearing you, so that I can move forward with this. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for that suggestion. And also, again, thank you for wishing me a happy birthday. Oh. Yeah, so I'm basically sitting here just being a chatty Cathy and talking about in the past some of the things I've done on my birthday, and I just gotten started. I don't know if you're still there, but um, uh, would you like to share some of the things you've done on some of your birthdays? I mean, I'm sure we've all had some really memorable ones and maybe we didn't get to share because there's a lot of things I've done in my life that I didn't get to talk about because I found that my circle uh, really wasn't receptive to hearing about good things. So I just had to keep it, and I was okay with that. I kept it. I'm here. I just shared your video. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, as I said, that was that particular year when I shared that birthday. Um, but I actually left LA and went to Palm Springs because for me, that's a place that anytime I go, I enjoy it. It's not that far from me. I can go there anytime. I'm here just shared. What happened to okay. I usually partied on mine, but since I've gotten older, I chill. Tell me about it. I don't know, somehow I feel cheated if I don't do a little something special for myself. I guess I would say there was a lot of years, like I guess from, I don't know, from teenage years to maybe 40, I would every year I'd have a party. I threw myself a party and invited, everybody over. I guess I would say one would describe me as sort of a party girl because I was the one who did the barbecues and had the parties at my house. But the older I got, the less likely I am to do that. But lately, I guess I would say this past, with all the stuff going on, I've thought about it more. I can remember being very young, and I don't know your age, but when I was young, meaning, in my 20s, people got together. They got together at each other's houses, and everybody had a good time. And there was no problems. It was nice little quaint groups of people. I don't mean 20 or 30. They used to call them sets. It would be maybe 10 people. Nice little small group. We would drink, smoke, laugh, have a good time. There would be some couples there. There would be some single people there. Oh, you're really young. God bless you. You are so young. I met somebody the other day at my doctor's office, and she was about your age, and she was going on about her age and talking about how old she was. I said, when I was your age, I felt just like you. But that was more than 20 years ago for me. So I know now I was not old then. I was still very young, and so many more things were in store for me. But I didn't know that then. I just knew that I've always had an adventurous spirit. I always have liked to explore and experience new and different things. And when I was young, I always wanted to travel, always wanted to travel. So I, for the most part, have done that. So I don't know. I guess I'd say I sit here now basically content. Now, uh, Dan, I really hope that going into this new year, that you're giving a lot of thought to how you want things to be different for you. Because I learned a long time ago, nobody can make me happy but me. I've been doing grown folk stuff a long time. I'm sure you have. I am so sure you have. So I just really want to encourage people to, hey, I see I got some other people uh checking in. What's wrong here? I'm not seeing it now. Where'd it go? Okay, they left. But yeah, so that's really all it's about for me now. Being content, being low key, and being very what's the word I'm looking for? I don't really want to be isolated, but very selective, extremely selective now about who I share my time with. Please like this video as y'all come in. Yes, thank you. Please do that. And for those of you who are coming in, I'm Alice at Wonderland Speaks, and I want to thank you for joining me to celebrate my birthday. Wow, we just never know what's in store for us. Because I didn't know it 35 minutes ago that I was going to do this. I am going to figure out uh, a time, a schedule when I'm going to do this. Right now, I don't know. I do know that I'm a late owl. I'm always up late at night, so it may be late when I do it. Right now, I'm just not sure. So I certainly always want to be as honest with you as I can, but I don't want to be, uh, I don't want to tell you something and then I don't do it. I really want to try to keep my word. So of course I want this to be a Q&A. If anybody has any questions for me, certainly I want to try to answer them. Yeah. As I said, I did not plan to have to go to DMV today, but for some reason I didn't get up and go over there. So apparently I wanted to go to DMV. So since that's when your license expire, I guess I'm going to DMV. Yeah, it wasn't so bad when I went. I had to go like 3 months ago. Okay, what do we have here? Um, no biggie. Come on, as you please. Thank you, please. So yeah, they were really nice when I was over there the last time. I didn't have to wait that long, and so I'm actually hoping that is what happens the next time when I go in there in the morning. That it won't be a big deal. Worst case scenario, I'll come back home and get online and do it there. I still may do it. I still may go online and do it. Let's see. I had them mail mine and it took 2 months. See, and that's what when I was over there like 3 months ago. The lady who waited on me, because anywhere I go, I'm always talking about, can I do that online? Can I do that online? And I do know the DMV is pretty restrictive as to what you can do, can and cannot do. And so much of what I do, because I have a commercial license, I have to be in person. So I know I'll probably have to go over there because she pointed that out when I was there. So she said, and she pointed out, she wanted to remind me. She said, well, But with everything going on, it's going to be better if you come in here because there's no telling how long it'll take for you to get your license if you do it online. So I say, yeah, I know. So yeah, because it's not as if they can guarantee how long it's gonna take. They can estimate, but if they give you a heads up like she did, then it would be foolish for me to decide, well, I'm just gonna go online and do it. No, what I don't want to be is driving around here with that piece of paper. Even though it'll be legal, of course, that piece of paper they give you while you're waiting for yours to come back. So I'll see. I'll see. Anybody got any questions for me? I really, really want to thank everybody who's checking in, and for those who are celebrating with me, such as it is, had the mail chilling, and you go in and you still don't know how. What? Where did it go? See, last night I did it on my laptop, so my whole screen was there, so I could see all the chat. Here, I don't see it, and initially I tapped my screen and it came right back up, but I'm not seeing it here, so I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's just clicking, but it's not doing anything. So hopefully it'll pop back up, which it is. It's kind of coming up, I guess, when someone maybe sends a message. It comes up, but then it leaves quickly. So hopefully it'll come right back. Oh, okay. Chilling and long they be forever too low. The message disappear after a while. No, this is like 2 seconds. Yeah, it's really quick. I would imagine it's probably something in my settings. I'm gonna have to go in there and adjust it. It's sort of like my screen. You know how screensavers, when you go in your settings and it'll ask you how long, or your wallpaper, it'll ask you how long you want that to be set for, and it'll give you a group of options. So yeah, probably when I before I come back on tomorrow night. Now tomorrow I'll be in more of a festive mood for celebrating, even though technically my birthday started at 12 o'clock. Okay. It does it for every. Oh, okay. Well, good looking out. I'm glad you're sharing because I don't know. So, yeah, thank you so much for sharing that information. I'm always discovering something new, didn't know about this. I was sharing with somebody else, I don't know, a day or so ago, about the avenues that I'm involved in right now in reference to my channel. Of course, I'm upgrading my channel, um, my YouTube channel, of course, the Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, as well as my blog, which I have had. Let's see, does it? Okay, you will get the hang of it. I hope so. But when it comes to stuff like this, I can be a little flaky. Uh, some things I just kind of figure out by accident and hope that it sticks. Um, and some things I don't. Most things I just have to keep doing it, and then it'll just become natural for me. And with this, unlike doing videos, which I don't do every day, if I do this every day for a while, it will become just natural, or some would say second nature. And I'll be good with that. So, yeah. So, I certainly would like to know who out there wants to share some of the things they've done on their birthdays. I mean, I got a lot of years, so that's a lot of birthdays, a lot of celebrating. Don't get me wrong, I didn't celebrate every birthday. I didn't make a big deal out of absolutely every birthday. Let's see, what do I have here? You will get, okay. That's that's how I learned. I'm not techie at all. You know what? When I say that to people, They look at me like you don't even realize you are because compared to them. And to me, I don't feel like I am. But I do recognize if I just even compare myself to my sister, I am techie because, and she spends more time. Let's see. This past year I just went to dinner. I actually worked on my birth. Come on. Now again, I used to do that. I used to do that. I worked on my birthday and holidays and I did all that. But then I don't know, I had a light bulb moment. I don't know what birthday it was. Uh, but I always made a point, especially with my kids, of emphasizing the importance of celebrating your day. Sure, I am a new. Thank you, Jazzy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Um, thank you so much. I don't know if any of you have seen, but when I get new subscribers, I haven't seen the option like with a message. Thank you. Thank you so much for wishing me a happy birthday. Thank you. Really, really, thank you. Now, I have heard from, not on my channel, but from people like that I went to high school with, and they've reached out, but we've stayed in touch. So it's funny how I will be on maybe Facebook with a guy I went to high school with, and when you're kids, you have nicknames. And so you're leaving messages, and these are people that maybe they've maybe known 20 years, but we've known each other more than 40 years. And believe it or not, that was the first person I heard from tonight, was that person. I met him when he was 15. Hi, Deanna Irwin. So I'm assuming you girls know each other. Yeah, so yeah, it is absolutely great to have sustaining relationships. They're absolutely important. They're vitally important. That's certainly a revelation I've had since all this pandemic has started. Oh, that's a real friend. You know what? Our relationship has evolved. like like most relationships, we met in a summer program. It was our local town university, but it was a summer program for kids, and we were all there that summer. That was one of my memorable summers, I will say, because I was so young. And, having an opportunity to even rub elbows with college people was so exciting. And I'm a country girl, so most things were exciting. But this was really exciting. I grew up in a small town, but we were very active. And I was always involved in the arts, meaning I did plays. I had opportunities to go to plays. I never went to Broadway, but I saw a lot of plays that were sponsored, like at the Playhouse and things like that in our town, uh, like The Sound of Music, things like that. Uh, and being involved in musicals and choirs and groups and a lot of music, a lot of music. I love music, all kinds of music. Like I said, I've been in choirs, I've been in groups, I've been in quartets, I've been solos, I've done competitions. Um, the only regret I have about that, we even recorded, uh, is that I had an opportunity to do a tour with a group, small group, and I was very young. I was in my 20s, mid 20s. But at that point, I had started my family. My kids were young, and I thought about it for about a minute, and I couldn't do it. I regret not doing it now. It's just like me wanting to go to military. I wanted to go to military. Not because I wanted to serve my country, no, because of the advantages that comes with being in the military, especially for women. You know, that was during a time when I don't even know what the status is of that now, um, as far as women and going to war. Back then, they didn't send women to war. They just did. They worked on base and things like that. So yeah, I was all for that, especially when you did your tour. You came out with all these benefits. I may not drop down often, but I will always support from the buses. You always have my thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, really. I really appreciate that. You know, I'm really starting to think this was absolutely a great idea for me to come online tonight. Bushes. Oh, thank you. Okay. Okay. I get it. I get it. Yeah, absolutely. Um, I feel like I've lived and I know I have. I've lived a fascinating life. I have no problem tooting my own horn. I've lived a full life. Uh, it has not been rosy for anybody who has looked at my channel. I've shared quite a bit of certain things, especially the bad stuff, because that's the only thing that kind of weights you down. And for some people, they're not able to release themselves from that, either guilt or anger or whatever it is. But that's not the case for me. I made peace with all my sins. I know. Thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you. So yeah, I don't sit here today uh with any regrets about the good or the bad, because I know the good absolutely outweighs all the bad that has occurred in my life. All of it. So I'm good. I'm absolutely good. I guess I would say at this point the only apprehension I have right now at this very moment is that this birthday is 6/6. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the movie The Omen. I remember going I remember us going to the show. I don't know. I think it was like six of us. We went to see The Omen and at that time that was a really scary movie. I know by today's standards that's not scary. But back then, when that movie came out, which I think was the 70s, that movie was really scary. And then there for a while everybody was calling their kids Damien, because the little boy in that movie, his name was Damien and he was the devil. But then if I go even further back to black and white movies, when there was this movie about this little girl, it was called The Bad Seed, and she was a devil. And she was a serial killer. And who knew? Her parents certainly didn't know, because all she did was skip around with her little tap shoes on, and she was killing everywhere her parents, everywhere they moved, because father was in the military. So, you know, military people travel. Everywhere they lived, somebody died. It never occurred to them that their child had anything to do with it. My nerves too bad for scary. That movie back then it wasn't really considered scary. I mean, it's black and white, but it was a great movie. Um, that's another thing. I am absolutely a movie buff. I love movies. I love great movies. Uh, I'm known for walking out of a movie. um, Now, to me, what is scary? A scary movie for me is movies that's, you know, when they what is it? Uh, decapitate or blood and gore. Those are scary. Or what was the name of that movie? Was it called Student Body? I think it was. It was a comedy though. It was on USA Network that came out some years ago. It was about this babysitter who It was about high school kids, and she was a babysitter. And the killer in the movie was only killing high school students. But when he would kill, you never saw him, of course, until the end of the movie. But his signature was every time he was around, there was all this heavy breathing. So if he was going upstairs, you heard all this struggle of him trying to get up the steps, and he would make these sounds with his voice, but it was funny. It was very funny. So every time he would kill one of them, it was in a funny way. And after he killed him, this big number came up of what number that person was that he killed. Like if it was number 8, a big flashing light, number 8 would come up, because that was part of the body count. But he was only killing the kids who would be considered trouble kids in high school who was acting up, doing terrible things, or here she's the babysitter. She's supposed to be over there babysitting, yet she's upstairs in the parents' bedroom. This is not her house. She's babysitting. She's been paid to babysit, but she's upstairs in bed with her boyfriend having sex. So that's where he went up and killed him. Oh, when did that movie come out? Probably 90s. So I don't know why that movie came to me, but it just did. But yeah, I am absolutely a movie buff. They don't make too many good ones anymore, but when I come across them, it's usually some. Uh, I will watch what some people call an odd kind of movie. Really like scary. I really like scary movies. Yeah, I saw that before. It was funny. I know I've seen it more than once. Not in a row, but over time. Some movies, when I'm watching a preview and they'll say it's this movie, and if it's a good movie, I can watch a good movie over and over again. Um, a good movie. Uh, for me, I'm more of a cops and robber kind of person. Not so much for the love story type movies, but I love a good chase, a good plot, a good like Braveheart. That was a good movie. Or Highlander or Expendables. I like those kind of movies. It sounds interesting. What's the shoot? That's gone. I am not a fast reader. It went away. I didn't get to read it. There are so many excellent movies out there. Now I just kind of throw a straw up and to see. Fortunately, now we can just click on and watch a trailer and at the very least get an idea if a movie is good. Back then, you might have to watch the whole thing to figure it out. But so even now, if I'm watching something and it just gets too stupid, I say I'm funny about movies and TV. Now I just saw Bad Cop, very interesting. Bad Cop, Bad Cop. Which one was that? Who's in that? That sounds familiar, but I don't know if I've seen that. That's recent, isn't it? I think that's recent. I don't know. Um, the last one I saw, but this wasn't a cop movie. This was. I'm a big fan of expendable movies. Of course, I like Sylvester Stallone and Jason Statham. I love his movies. The most recent one of his that I saw was The Wrath of Man. Bad Cop is on Netflix. It hasn't been out long. Well, and that's why I knew I had seen. I saw the preview of that recently. Okay, Dan. Yeah, I think I saw that recently, the preview, but I didn't actually see it um, as one that I might watch. Some movies, if I feel I can predict the plot before I watch it, I won't watch it. I want to be entertained and surprised. If I think I already know, I have problems just sitting. Oh. Give me a break. Yeah. So, yeah, that's how Lifetime used to be. You know, it was notorious for having a victim. They only made victim type movies, but they've come to realize that if they really want to make the money, they would have to really cater to their audience. I have not seen that one. Which one? Wrath of Man? He had a movie that I didn't even know was old because I thought I had seen all his movies. Um, it was called Redemption, and it looked new, so I thought it was new. Um, I'm thinking it was Netflix. I couldn't stand like it was kind of funny after a while. I mean, how many victim movies can you watch? Now that you could always predict. You knew what was going to happen to her before it happened. Couldn't stand Lifetime. They used to make jokes about that at my job. I worked in the factory at the time, and the guys all, none of them would ever admit they watch Lifetime. But in my mind, how you know so much about it if you ain't watching it? You do an awful lot of talking about Lifetime, but you say you don't watch it. You probably the only one in your house watching it. No, but Wrath of Man is good as well as Redemption. And I think it's called Homeland or Home Fries, where he plays, because he always plays a certain kind of guy, quiet, laid back. This one, he's in the I'm gonna look it up. You know them niggas was watching. You know it. Oh, we teased him the rest of the day about that nonsense. Talking about Lifetime. No, but yeah, uh he plays a guy who has a daughter. His wife has been killed or she died. I'm not really sure, but she wasn't in the movie. They live like in the Delta or somewhere. And there's this group of people. Uh, James Franco, I think, plays one of the bad guys, and it's like four of them and this one girl. And they're like the villains in the movie, and they're terrorizing everybody, even the police. And it's out in the country. He doesn't bother anybody. He's very quiet, Bad Cop is good. The ending was, but all in all, it's a good twist. Oh, okay. I have to check it out because the name sounds familiar because I was the other day looking at trailers on Netflix for because what was it a week or so ago? I just watched what's the name of it? The Harder They Fall. Because I did not know, even though I had been watching the previews, but I did not know that it was only on Netflix because I went online and asked the question. Because I'm from back east, and my sister, I asked her, was it there yet? And she said she didn't know, she hadn't seen it. So I went online while I was on the phone with her and looked it up for her area, and the closest it even showed there was that cup's good. I want to take time to watch that again. The harder they, and I thought the same thing too. I watched it, but I think I'm gonna have to watch it again. Um, I don't know. It's just something about it I feel like I missed, even though it's not like I left it and came back because I waited to watch it. I wanted to give it undivided attention. And because I've seen so many of their interviews where the casts are all over the world and here as well doing interviews. So yeah, I really wanted to watch it again to see what was what. At a certain point, I knew they were related. First of all, when they showed up in the town and he didn't kill him because at that point, Idris was killing everybody. So why wouldn't he kill this boy who we knew when he was 10 years old and his parents had been killed and put the cross on his head? But why, when they finally met, did he apologize and then not kill him, but give him a task, so to speak? I said to myself at that moment, they're related. I said, either he had uh, an affair with his mama, or I really didn't know how they were related, but I knew they were related because, as you know, when the movie started, he shows up at the front door, kills the father and the mother. But I'm thinking it's something between him and the mother, even though the father is telling him something about this is between me and you, and let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. But we still don't know. At that moment, we don't know what's up. But I was absolutely rooting for. I didn't think Regina was gonna die. I just didn't. She was so hardcore, and I really didn't think she was gonna go out like that. I thought, I don't know, I just didn't. No, I didn't. For some reason, maybe I was hoping. I want to. The further looked younger than him then. I thought so too. I didn't even see how they cast him as the father. You know, so in the beginning of the movie, it did not show him his face. We didn't know who he was. And I get why they didn't want us to say. They talked. They mentioned his name, so we knew uh, who was who, but we had met him yet. Father, not father. No, I I don't know. I don't know. I did like it. I did like it. The thing for me with movies that are certainly based on real people, especially us, I kind of uh um what's the word I'm looking for? I'm kind of I misspelled it. Oh, okay. That's okay, girl. I um I want to believe that um there were those of us during that time with that kind of demeanor about themselves who carry themselves that way. I want to believe that, but it's just, let's see, I do good in a room like this. For some reason, a bigger crowd, I feel out of place, really enjoying this. Thank you. I am so glad. I am so glad. Really. No, really, I am. As I said, I had no idea when I decided 5 minutes before I went online uh, that I was even going to go online now. I actually had made a video this morning because I had a floral delivery. As soon as I love it when I go in the bathroom after being like maybe they did say the people were real. I'm not sure if they knew each other. Um, they talked about because I watched so many of those interviews with the actual cast and the motivation behind the characters, and you know, in some instances they've been doing a lot of documentaries about the actual people, showing their photos, and all that's real interesting. Uh, for me, it's just hard for me to believe that black people were able to get on to a train. I like the idea that they were hired by the government to kill that dirty cop, so to speak. So, oh, okay, I'm check that out. I never looked. Yeah, I mean when they gave, I think it's what was his name, Rufus Buck. They gave him a pardon, which is the reason why they were on the train in the first place. Um, but the reason why they gave him a pardon because the deal was for them to go on the train and kill the dirty officer. So of course everybody had to die. And I mean that was a great scene when he gets when they open up the cell that they have him in, which technically wasn't a cell, but when they open it up and the scene where the bullets are flying across, and in slow motion, he walks through all of that and walks off the train. But of course, we know nobody's getting out of there alive. They can't. So yeah, I mean, there were so many great scenes in that movie. So many. I mean, it's absolutely been proven that there is a lot of money to be made from us on the screen. Everybody likes watching us. They prove that every day. Every day, every day, every day. They love everything about us. Everything. 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 So I that's why I don't get the dilemma. I don't get it. If you love everything about us, and you do, you love our skin, you love our hair, you love the shape of our eyes, the shape of our lips, the fullness of our lips, you know, everything about us. You love everything about us. I was watching some woman on TikTok the other day. It was a duel. And she said she wanted to know, she first of all wanted to do basically a disclaimer. And she said, um, I first of all, I just want to say I don't have any problem with gay people. But what I would like to know, why is it that when you gay men come into your fullness, you become a black woman? Doesn't everybody? And the guy was gay. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. When I saw that, all I could say was, she ain't never lied, because that is so true. You never see, uh, even, and I watch RuPaul's Drag Race, but when you see them interact on there, and we know that show is successful because it's been on for a long time now. I mean, I was watching RuPaul, everybody getting on TikTok now. I'm really amazed every time I go on there, and I'm on there a lot. And all these celebrities that are starting, more and more are starting to come on TikTok. I don't have, do you think I should get it? Are you kidding? I stumbled upon it. I think I was watching something on TV one day, and they were talking about TikTok. I had no idea what a TikTok was. And so, of course, I went online and discovered it. And it's kind of contagious, because it's so simple. You just start, swiping. And the next thing you know, how much time has went by? You still on TikTok. Don't forget the drawings on first Saturday. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that. Explain. What is that? On TikTok? I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm still trying to get a grip on the YouTube shorts. Now, I do post on TikTok. Uh, I don't have an issue with uh, arenas that don't make demands. That's kind of the philosophy of my life. If you don't make demands on me, I love you forever. uh, it's fun and funny. No, the drawings are on YouTube on my page. No, I didn't know anything about that. Let me take some notes because my brain is terrible. My brain is terrible when it comes to remembering. I got 4 clipboards because I'm old school. I have to write stuff down. Deanne, that's on yours? Or was that Jazzy? On Saturday. I'll have to check it out because I don't know. Mm-mm. I was watching one woman, which I have watched her from time to time, and I mean, I don't. Some people, I don't know why. Some, let's see. No, the drawings are on you. Okay. I'll explain later, but check your message. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Me and YouTube got a love-hate relationship. I sent them a message yesterday about my blog. Because my blog was inactive for 10 years. I set it up. Let's see. YouTube show membership options for your Sky. Oh, okay. I'm not a gambler. Oh, okay. Okay. No, I had went well actually I went on, I had two questions. I wanted to know I want to know why some of my shorts are shorts and some aren't. And they didn't technically respond, but somebody responded. I thought as long as the video was under 60 seconds, I thought that made it all good. But because I see some of my videos, let's see, I'm not a camera, maybe I will try it. Jazzy for members, it's free. Yeah, I did make a video yesterday because they sent me my an email, which you know they do. Once a month, they send you out like your monthly report, letting you know your status, and it was sort of a basically I call it a report card, and it gave a breakdown of my channel and where I'm at, and you know, and I pat myself on the back. You know, we have to celebrate the small victories. And, you know, from where my channel was a year ago to where it is now, I would almost say it's, uh, they have started counting the shorts now. Really? Trying to keep up with the TikTok, I'm guessing. Yeah, that's what I thought too. First time they announced they were doing shorts, I said they trying to. I mean, you know what? They starting to remind me of Jeff Bezos. You know, like Amazon. Ain't Amazon and Walmart? They don't want nobody to get nothing they don't have. I told I told somebody a few months ago. I said in a minute, you're gonna be able to order a bag of weed from Amazon because here it's legal. So everybody's getting in on it, and everybody got delivery for just about everything, including weed. You can buy weed here and have it delivered. Yeah. So why not? Why not? I mean, socially and maybe in some settings, it's not, but here in this state and in other states in this part of the country, it is legal. So yeah, if it's legal, they absolutely got delivery. Why wouldn't they? They deliver everything else. So I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, uh you know, they may have their hand in we yeah, for sure, for sure. I know initially when they first passed the law here, they got a lot of backlash from tourists because tourists have a problem with you selling something, but you don't have anywhere for me to go to relax and roll me a joint. So I know they were in the process of trying to set up, you know, areas where people could smoke weed. I don't know what they decided because I had one time when I went to the weed store, and that's been in the past year because my doctor suggested that I use it for my pain. Well, she kept talking about it enough. I decided to go in the store and I felt kind of funny. Don't get me wrong. I don't want anybody to think that I don't know anything about weed. Nah, no, I'm not saying that. It's just that that's not anything that I've done in recent years, and And the way things are set up now, I went in there, I didn't expect. So um, you go in, they ask you for your ID, and then you go wait. And that way it's like a doctor's office. You wait, and then they only let so many people back there at a time. And then at that point, when you get back there, everything's encased. Chilling, you should have took me with you. I would have been the face. I hear you. I went in there, and what I like about it was that it's sort of like they have a person for every person they allow back there. So, for example, if they got 5 people back there, they got 5 people that will walk with that person to look at every case, because everything's encased in glass, like jewelry. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Like jewelry in a jewelry store. And I told him, I said, just like I just said to you, my doctor suggested. I'm glad that you shared this. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. At this point in my life, I don't have any secrets. I'm certainly not ashamed of what has already happened. So, no, I absolutely anything that I can pass on. I'm here to do it. So yeah, you walk in there, that person asks you what is it you wanted to get? I said my doctor suggested I get something for pain. So then at that point they want to know a little bit more about you. In other words, what would you prefer? Do you want weed or do you want a dessert or because it comes in every form. Uh, I found her looking for cooking recipes and been here. You know what? The other day when I was transferring stuff from my blog for the first time in eons, I didn't realize how many cooking videos I had. Because when you're just doing stuff, I wasn't counting because I that's not the only thing I do. I just didn't know how much of my channel it was. Now, keep in mind, when I started my channel, that's why I started my channel. I knew that I was going to do other things. But my motivation was that I wanted to pass on my recipes uh, to my grandchildren. That's really what that was about. I don't have to tell you so often uh, in Black communities, we don't have much that's passed on to us in a positive way. And that's all I was thinking about is having something concrete that I could pass on. And why not do a video? But another thing I discovered when I started making the videos at first, like in the first 2 weeks, the first thing I noticed is that it was therapeutic. It was therapeutic for me to be in the kitchen sharing what I know about that arena. And that was the first thing I noticed about it. It was beneficial for me to be able to share that. And then once it's uh, out there in the atmosphere, you're sharing possibly with millions of people. And according to according to YouTube, my most watched video is one of my first video I made like the second week that I did videos. That video to this date has gotten the most views of all my videos. And my videos don't get a lot of traction. So when there are some that do, it's a really big deal. Like Thanksgiving one, where in 24 hours got 1,500 hits. And I was like, I had never seen that on my channel. So that was like, whoa, you know. And other than that, my video, my turkey salad video, has steadily moved up. And I think right now it is like 12, maybe 12, 13,000, I think, somewhere in there. So compared to all my other videos, and considering that was one of the first videos for me, I did I didn't come on this to be the next. Let's see. Uh yeah, I said she makes hers like me. When I started this, I didn't even know I was expected to do editing and all that. I was just going to record and do what I could do. I just didn't know all the things that were involved in the process. And um, I still have my limits. My son recently called me on the phone and told me that he wanted to gift me someone who could help me in getting my channel where I needed to go as far as my setup. Because basically, I don't have a setup. I would like to have it more organized. I'm not even pleased with the way it is. So I shared that more than once, and he's heard me apparently. So he introduced me to someone who's um, supposed to work on it. That's sweet. Yeah, that's my son. Bless his heart. That's my son. So yeah, so I'm hoping that's something that and I know because my hand is in so many things. And I even said this to the person. We had one consultation, but I was real clear about my vision. So I know that's going to take a minute. And I'm very much aware that uh, because there's so much going on here that I want to get in order. Uh, it's going to take a minute, and I'm okay with that. I've been dealing with it for 4 years, so what's a little while longer? Especially when I'm not paying for it. That's what I'm saying today. I may get so frustrated and say, forget about all of this. I can't wait any longer. I have to go ahead and handle this myself. And it may come to that, because I have looked into uh, hiring someone. But then every time I thought about it, the idea of sharing my personal information so someone could have access to my channel, see, that's the problem for me. Sharing with strangers. I'm a private person with people who know me. So I have a real problem with people who don't know me, them knowing more than I want them to know. Especially when you're talking about passwords and things like that. And you have to give them that for them to work on it. So, yeah, so I don't know. I told my son when he first brought this up, I said, you know how I am. I said, this is very private stuff. So, I don't want my stuff out there. You think you sharing it with one person and they're not as, um, how can I put this? They're not as careful as they should be, especially when you're talking about what is supposed to be professional in business. Next thing you know, somebody's got a hold to your stuff and you have no idea what happened. So I gave him a heads up and I'll see what happens. But I'm not gonna sweat it. It what will happen will happen. I'm not gonna worry much about it. I'm just gonna keep moving forward and work on my channel the best I can. And now I did send an email to Google AdSense because, of course, as you know, as subscribers, that my channel is not monetized because I don't have the requirements for it to be monetized. But on the blog, they will let you at least have AdSense. So there I am the other day attempting to do this, but somehow, well, it's not somehow, I know exactly what happened, but I can understand how they did that. So I sent him an email and I said, how is it I have two channels, two blogs? Because if I type in my password, in my mind, all my stuff should come up on the blog. My password or my username is Wonderland Speaks. So if you type that in, to me, all my stuff should come up. Now that's how I see it. But that's not what happened. When it came up, it didn't have my stuff. It had part of my stuff. So I sent them an email. And their response to me was that I had one account, but the email I sent them, I told them I had two. Because I do. What I had decided to do was have one with my food and one with the other stuff at this point. Not to say it won't branch out more, but at this point, after I realized I had so much food, one would be food and the other would be all this other stuff. Because in the coming year, I do plan to get into, a few years ago, uh, many years ago, I used to do credit counseling. Many years ago, I did a lot of things, but one of the things that right now that I find is really important uh, for the average person is their buying power. Not just the buying power, but the psychological aspect that comes with that. And this is a revelation I recently had. Did they take your other channel? No. That's the puzzle here. This is the exact email I sent them. I said, I would like to know, and I even typed it in. I said, I have uh, Wonderland Speaks and Wonderland Speaks 1. I'm going to look at your older videos and get some recipes. Absolutely. Try cooking. Absolutely. And I listed them both. And I said, I thought all that was together. And what they sent me back was that I only have one channel and that, not one channel, but I only have one blog and that basically I'm only allowed to have one. So then I think to myself, so are they saying that instead of me separating that, I really got to put all that together? And then they have a term there, they call it a label. And I'm like, well, what is that? They got terms like label and gadget and widgets. And I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm going to have to figure out what all that means. These are just terms that actually mean something else, which is just the way things are, you know. It's sort of like the first time I went to Atlanta and I saw peach tree everywhere. Like, Peachtree Street is everywhere in Atlanta. So, or like when I first moved out here, I had never seen the same store right across the street from each other. I had never seen a gas station, the same gas station right across the street from each other till I moved out here. I just thought it was odd. I mean, it's not odd to me now, but I moved out here in 2008 and I had never seen that. I get it. Why not get the money coming and going? I get it. I didn't get it at that point, you know. So it's all good. It really is. It really is. I have to remind people all the time when they really get all twisted up talking about their life. I said, and I don't point the finger at them. I use myself as an example all the time. I said, you know what? I have no problems. I don't have any reason to complain. You can always find a reason to complain, but I don't have a reason to complain. I have a great life. I got a brand new car. I can go anywhere I want to, if I want to. I haven't always been able to say that, and that's the point I'm making. That's my life now. I worked hard to get here. I told a friend the other day, Today I said, there's so much guilt that comes with being where we are. Because he and we're the same age. And we got this guilt thing going on because I'm supposed to be retired. And every time I say that, I say it that way because I don't feel like I should be retired. Nobody put a gun in my head. It's just that the timing with the pandemic and all that, that's like, okay, nobody's working anyway. You may as well go ahead and retire. It's time because everything's shut down, you know? So that's how that came to be, but it was never my plan to get out of the game. Never. It was that I was just gonna do it every now and again. I don't ever want to be completely out. I can remember being in my 30s and 40s and thinking, ooh, which was the conversation I was having with this other young person at the doctor's office. And she was talking about she'd be glad she retired, so she don't have to work. I said, you know what? That's what everybody says. But I said, I'm going to give you a little heads up. You just think you want that. I'm no different than you. I was the same person. Well, technically, no, because I had gotten my schedule to a point where I only worked when I wanted to anyway. That was only in recent years, like past 3 years, I would only work if I wanted to, and if I didn't, because I had my own company, so I don't want to confuse anybody. I started a company, and so if I didn't want to do it, and this goes back to what I was saying about uh, uh, getting your credit right. Um, and I was talking to this person the other day, and we were discussing that and having life insurance and things of that nature. All this stuff kind of came full circle for me, all at the same time, believe it or not. Um, Throughout my adult life, I've certainly had different life insurance policies, but things would happen, life happens, and then I couldn't make my payments, and I would lose it, but always in the back of my head, I always wanted to have it. So, I'd lose it, but then I would have to go back and get it and then something happened. One of my siblings died. I'm the youngest, by the way, in my family. I'm the youngest. So one of my older brothers died. I think he had cancer. We do, but yeah. As soon as I get the chance to retire. You better be. I'm telling you, that's what I said. But then um, when it happened, and again, if it were not for all this stuff that happened, I wouldn't be retired. But again, I'd only work maybe one day a week. Yeah, just one day, because I get uh, my retirement benefits. So I'm good in that way, which is, back then when I was working in a factory with a package, as they say, where you got benefits and 401k and all that stuff, which is what packages were about, making sure all the bases were covered as far as your health, your insurance, life insurance, health, dental, all those things, pension, when you went to the bargaining table, stuff like that anymore, because that's considered old school. But you know what I say to that? I thank God for that now. See, I thank God that I worked in a time when you absolutely had that. I can remember since I've lived here, I worked in a call center and along with another job because that's just how I am. I'm never a person that's just doing one thing. But I worked in a call center, and there came a time when the union was coming around, and I, coming from that background, understood what that meant, and nobody there did. These were all young people. They had no idea. They didn't grow up in that time when unions were at one point the most powerful organization in the country. They were. But then something happened. I could get into that now, but I won't. What what really happened. But the point is, they became not important, and they're basically, you don't even hear about unions anymore. You hear about the policemen's union. We hearing a lot about that right now because they're claiming that's the reason why nothing can be done about police brutality because the policemen's union is so powerful. Okay, so we hear about that. We know the firemen have a union. So we hear about those organizations. And of course, teachers, they have a union, which is very powerful. I used to always wonder who chose the books in school. I really did. Long before all this, I used to always wonder who made the decision as to what books were in schools. Well, we've since learned, especially since they've been talking about this, what is it called? Uh, uh, I can't think of the term that they've chosen to use, but it was just, I'm an inquisitive person. I always have questions about anything, you know. It's like one day, what shift was I? I think I was on third shift and show up for work, and the plant had been closed that weekend, which was not common. We were 24/7 operation, but this particular weekend we were shut down. So we third shift is the first shift of the week. We come to work, and the first thing as I noticed, first thing that I noticed is they had changed something really big, and that was just walking in the door. I noticed that they had completely changed our setup, and without even using it, I knew what was wrong and what needed to be fixed because that's how my brain works. And they didn't believe me. And I was used to that. I'm used to people not believing me. My mother used to always say, I can show you better than I can tell you. And that's just the way it is. So, of course, the moral of the story is it didn't work. And they had all that money they spent putting that together. They had to take all that apart. The unions open buildings around here, and at one time took an act. Exactly, but again, unions used to be very powerful, and I'm just thankful that I had an opportunity to be in that environment. Questions everything myself. Absolutely, absolutely, and two, you have to be careful who you ask questions to. And you're right. And they don't want to break those unions that concerns the police. No, no, that's a tricky one. That's tricky. I don't know. I kind of choose to refuse to believe that it's not impossible. I don't know what it's going to take, though. I saw this last night. I said, what the name is, Louisa? Yeah, so I'm not really sure who. Hello, I'm not sure who you are. Um, but I'm glad you came back. They want to keep controlling us as Black people. I left a comment on some guy's uh, channel on TikTok because this is the only place I've seen him. He's Spanish, and he talks about getting blocked or something because they monitor everything, and he said they had blocked him or they had took down his posts. And I looked at some of us makes it easy. I agree. I absolutely agree. So I try to be very conscious of what I say and when I say it, because again, sometimes I don't really think we know what that is because we don't, because the rules change all the time. It's like they have letters always ready, sending them out to Facebook and all these uh, internet companies calling them on the carpet. and so they're kind of, it's sort of like the unemployment situation with the pandemic. Everything was kind of make it up as we go. And that's how that is. They're just trying to figure it out. And I get that. I get it. You know, if they recognize they've offended somebody because somebody's made them aware, they want to address it because no, they don't want to deal with Congress. Nobody wants to deal with Congress. Nobody wants to talk to senators, giving them a tongue lashing or getting ready to fine them for something they've been doing for years, but now you got a problem with it, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But the comment I made to this guy, who said he'd been blocked a few times, is, and I do, I feel this way strongly. Why can't all the minorities get together? All of them. Because there's this one family. It's an interracial family. Uh, the woman is black. Her husband is Chinese or Korean. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. Uh, but they got a whole lot of kids. And during this time, she's literally went back to school and got her doctorate. She's extremely smart, but they got a lot of kids, like 8 of them. And I heard her in a video recently talking about she wants to have another baby. So, I mean, and they're still young. I think she is maybe 40, maybe. And they're about the same age. I think they've known each other since they were 15. So they've been together a long time, a really long time. But they talk like most, not, no, I shouldn't even say that, not most. Some interracial couples discuss race, but a lot of them stay away from it. Now, me personally, uh, the interracial couples that I've been in, I make a point of having conversations about race, um, because I know there's certain things they don't get, no matter how hard they try. They're not gonna get it. It makes me think about this movie. What was it called? It had Shania Latham. She plays this corporate executive who's single, doesn't have a man, haven't had a man in eons. I think she's in. I'm not sure what her. I gotta get ready to. I will finish the replay. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much I appreciate this. And again, like I said, I think I'm going to stay on till 2 because I'm looking at my clock, and I'm going to try to stay on the hour with it. But as I stated in my title, I want to begin and end uh, my birthday doing a live. So this for me has been great because last night I had 2 people. So this has been a lot of exchange. And I know I haven't had a whole lot of people, but I had more than I had last night. So for me, it's been successful to me. I'm not hard to please. I'm not. So I appreciate you and how long you've stayed. And like I said, for now, I'm going to do live every day. I don't know when. It may very well be this time of night. I don't know. I do want to have a time when it's more conducive to most people who would want to. So I guess I would say I'm going to ask you guys to leave your comments as to what time you think I should do it. And from that, I will make a decision based on the response that I get. But now, tomorrow night, well, it won't be tomorrow night, it'll be tonight because it'll still be my birthday. I will I'm going to make me probably margarita because I'm not going to go buy any alcohol because I do have some here. I'm just going to use what I got. And, you know, do a live, have a couple drinks, and enjoy my birthday. That's what I'm going to do tonight. And just continue to enjoy myself and be thankful for everything that I've been given thus far, everything that I've earned thus far, and everything that I will get, you know. None of us know how long we have, because I do absolutely know that there are people who didn't make it. So I'm thankful that I'm still here. And I'm going to keep on kicking as long as He allow me to kick. So, anybody got any questions for me? Because I can ramble. Believe me, I can ramble on and on and on, you know. Now, I did have somebody this morning, I did a video. I didn't post it, but I taped a video because somebody, when I did a breakfast, I think it was last week, and they said that my videos, well, I've been told by more than one person and by the experts, because I try to make my, try not to let my videos be too long. I try to make them short, but they're telling me my videos are too short. So, okay. That's why I was cutting to the chase, not putting all the steps in. Well, since y'all want the videos to be long, I can absolutely make them long. I can do the whole process. I'm okay with that, because I don't like the idea of leaving it out anyway. Because how are you, if you're cooking and you're watching my video, how are you supposed to get that if it's not in there? And yeah, I can read. It's just like when I'm trying to figure something out on my channel and I'm reading, especially if I look it up and I'm reading, and it says, do this, do this. But see, the answer that you're giving is based on, I think about that movie Taken, where Liam Neeson says a particular set of skills. It's the same thing. Everybody's system might be different. They give you three scenarios. They give you iPhone, Android, a computer, that kind of setup. So if you have that, or they might say or Mac or that kind of thing. But that still does not encompass everything. So then what if that's not your setup? Mine's isn't like that. And that's where the problems come. So it involves a lot more work. Just keep looking and keep searching. So yeah, because so much, which I really try to stress when, especially with cooking, is there's going to be mistakes. As long as I've been doing this, I make mistakes all the time. But you can turn them into success. And that's the moral of the story. It might start out bad. So many times I do things and it might start one way, and I'm like, I'm not throwing this out. Like last time I made a cheesecake, I think I mentioned this in one of the videos. I made the video and I finished the cheesecake, and at my mind, okay, that's it. I turn off the camera. Okay, I turn the camera off. I'm walking over to my refrigerator to put it in the freezer. I got it in my spring foam pan. Now, I had something else in my hands. I'm opening up the refrigerator door. I got the cheesecake in my pan. Did not realize, because this has never happened before, the whole bottom of that pan fell out. My whole cheesecake went all over the floor. And all I could think about was, that would have been a perfect TikTok, YouTube short. I mean, because it almost looked like it was in slow motion, and I was right there looking at it. You couldn't fix it, you couldn't salvage it. It was all over the floor. I know it took me every bit of a half an hour to clean all that up, because the crust was graham cracker. And then the cheesecake filling, even though my filling, it's always thick, but it's not that thick. It hit the floor. It absolutely hit the floor. So I'm like, that would have been a perfect video. But it wasn't, because I had already turned the camera off. But see, going forward, I won't. I'll let it run. Why not? Anybody got any questions for me? like I said, I'm starting, which I have. I started my birthday doing a live. I'm going to end my birthday doing a live. So I guess I would say, in reference to my birthday and a live, I will come back on tonight, uh, probably right around 12. I try to do it on the hour, so it wouldn't be like 11:30. It'll probably be at 12 o'clock tonight. Yeah, because I'm always up. It's not like, oh, I'd be in bed that time. No, I wouldn't. I'd be up anyway. That's why I decided to go ahead and do this, because I was up anyway, you know. So yeah, it's all good. So does anybody got any questions for me? I think I got about 8 more minutes, and then I'm gonna call it a night. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. But this has really, really been great. It certainly makes me feel like I'm on the right track as far as doing lives, and this is my second one. Yeah, I feel good about it. you know I mean, I didn't have any. I've watched some YouTubers and their lives, and I can't make sense of them and their process. But so I had no expectations one way or the other. I didn't know what to expect. This is one guy who has a channel that I watched a lot of his stuff, and he's called Traveling Robert. He's got a great channel. I can't say enough about it. Great channel. And I watched him for a very long time. And then I decided to uh, join his Patreon because I had gotten so much information from watching him that why wouldn't I? Because he was doing his channel for years before he even decided to do that. So, I mean, it's an excellent channel. There's nothing bad I could say about his channel. It's great. It's informative. It's entertaining. If you're a person who has a fear of travel, never really been anywhere, or maybe you have been somewhere, but you enjoy watching other people travel, check his channel out. Because the thing that attracted me most to his channel was that when you watch him, you feel like you're there. That was the most interesting thing about it. You literally feel like you're right there with him on vacation because he's the perfect tour guide. Great day. Thank you so much. Wow, that's how you started. Thank you, Jazzy. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys are enjoying uh, me with my little bitty channel. Like I said, my goal for the year, the end of this year, is to get my 1,000 subscribers so that I can get monetized. That's the goal. And we know that it's absolutely possible because, as I mentioned in my live last night, when YouTube gave me my breakdown, they said I had 60,000 views, but I don't have 60,000 subscribers. I don't even have 6,000 subscribers. I don't even have 600 subscribers. So apparently, people like to watch me, but they don't want to subscribe. Maybe they think it costs money. I don't know. I don't know. I just found it fascinating when I read that breakdown, and YouTube was explaining. Uh, uh, I call it the algorithm. That's not what it is, but that's how I see it. It's a breakdown of the traffic on your channel. So, yeah, uh, how you can watch my channel. But this is a philosophy that somebody gave me recently, and I'm gonna take some classes with this person because I wanted to start a channel, but I am scared. But you go. I am here for you on your journey. Thank you so much. So much. Actually, I hadn't really watched that much. I wasn't really a YouTuber before I became a YouTuber. Really. I started my channel in 2017, but I didn't start watching YouTube until last year, this year. So see, one really didn't have anything to do with the other. To me, it was all very fascinating. The fact that regular people could come on here and it was, you know, didn't cost anything for marketing or advertising. I majored in marketing in college. Okay. So, but that's regular marketing. That's not that's not internet marketing, which is, as we know, that's certainly something you can take in college now. That didn't exist when I took it. So, but the point is, it's free. So you don't lose anything. I didn't actually have to go out and buy anything to start this. I did, but I didn't have to, you know. So, like I said, it was all interesting, fascinating, and it was never about me becoming some rich person. It's only about, as I said, passing on all this that I have stored up, learned over time, and I continue to learn all the time. I'm learning. You never not learn. If your eyes are open, ears are open, you can learn. And that's what has happened. I'm always learning something new. You have to tell them and make sure that they, and I do try to do that. Apparently I'm not doing it enough. But I am. I'm absolutely going to get better about it because I'm at a point of I have too much invested of me uh, to turn back now. And I do want to see it. I am going to see it be successful. My definition of successful in a channel and move forward with it. It is the algorithm. Yeah, and I'm not, I don't really get the gist of that. I get it, but I'm still learning, as I will always be still learning. But I'll get it, you know, I'll get it and just keep it moving. And I just want to thank uh, my viewers, my subscribers. And again, this is Alice at Wonderland Speaks. And I want everybody to subscribe and share and post and tell your friends, tell your family, tell them about my channel. Um, as I said, I started this because I wanted to motivate, and there's still other areas that I haven't even, I guess I could say on some level, I haven't even cracked the surface because I'm a wealth of knowledge. There's a lot going on here that either I've experienced or um, I've I've experienced in one way or another. So I want to share it. As my mother used to tell my one of my older sisters, she said, "It doesn't do you any good to keep your fists closed because nothing can get in or out." And that's the same way with your brain. If your brain is closed, you're not going to get anything and nothing's coming in. So, with that in mind, uh, I thank God for you guys. You don't know how this just fills my heart that you're here, that you're listening, you're watching. You really want to try some of my recipes, and I hope some of this other stuff that I'm sharing, that you want to take advantage of that as well and utilize it. It's here. That's what it's here for. Um, so again, this is Alice at Wonderland Speaks, and I'm going to sign off now. And I want everybody to be blessed, and I'll be back tonight around 12 o'clock. So with that, stay safe. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I'll see you guys tonight. thought it's still going. Why didn't it shut down? I don't know why it didn't shut down. Last night it came up. Okay. What do I have? Grady. GM, start sharing your own video, even if you have to share with 5 times. I do. I don't actually share with people, though, to be honest. I don't. Actually, I don't share my videos that much with Facebook. I have only recently started to, but Facebook is, in my mind, uh, it's more personal, so to speak. Uh, I've been more open with Instagram than I have with Facebook, if that makes any sense at all. Even though I don't get the restrictions on Facebook that I get on Instagram. Instagram will block me in a minute and say they couldn't uh, they didn't show my video. But I realized most of the time it's because I went to TikTok first. Generally, when I go to TikTok, I edit my video, and it usually has music with it. And so then when I go from there to Instagram, Instagram will block it because of the music. So I'm wondering why my channel did not shut down, because last night when I got ready to shut it down, it came up on my screen. It gave me that option to just tap it, and I was offline. But I tried that here, and that's not what happened. It just, nothing happened. How am I going to say bye to you, but I'm still here? And I still got people here. So, you know, one would say, you still have people. Why would you go offline? I don't know. This is sort of a Q&A. Does anybody have any questions for me? Anything they want to ask me about? Perhaps a recipe or something maybe personal that maybe I might answer? I don't know. I'm certainly not sitting here saying I'm an open book, because that would not be the truth. Wow, look at all these hearts I have. Oh my goodness. If this is not the perfect place, see, that says until the next time. Absolutely. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. What does it say? Start sharing. I will. I will. Who do I have? I see. I got people here. Who I have? Let me see. Why? Absolutely. Like I said, I'll be here tonight if you guys wanna join me to close out my birthday. Uh, to what do they say? Shut the party down, because that's what I'll be doing. What? Okay, did I miss something here? Let's see. Share on YouTube, I mean. Yeah, absolutely. Because of course that's where I started, and I go from there, and then just share to the different mediums that I'm gonna share it to. And now since I added my blog, I automatically share it with my blog. So whatever is on YouTube will eventually, once I get everything transferred over, it'll also be there as well. But as I mentioned earlier, I'm still working out the kinks there too. Share on YouTube. I mean, yeah, no, I understood. I understood what you meant. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna get it together. I just I just I just want to know that, want you to understand how this fills my heart that you guys are here. It really means a lot to me. It really does. My heart is full. Uh, I'm so happy now. I've never been a high maintenance girl, so it doesn't take a lot from me. It doesn't. No. I appreciate small things. And this is a big thing for me to have people here with me, late night, bringing in my birthday. So, absolutely. As I said before, I'm going to probably make me a margarita, come on live tonight, and, ring out my birthday. So, now, I generally will post a video, an actual video, um, because I have every week been posting at least one. Uh, I'm going to call them commentary videos, but it's a video about interracial dating. I will post another one tonight. I already have it recorded. I just have not uploaded it yet intentionally. So, because I know I was bombarding a little bit. And also, as I mentioned before about my highest viewing videos, those videos, if you look at all of them from the very first one, which was at the beginning of this year, those videos of all my videos have got the most views, continue to. Every day, those videos get views. And I can't say that about any of my others. Those videos get more attention than any others. So, and I've gotten the most subscribers from those videos. So, why would I stop making those? I wouldn't. So, I'm going to continue to do it because I recognize that there is certainly an audience for that and a different perspective, I think, because I've watched some of the others. I will be here. Thank you, Jazzy. Thank you so much. I know Deanne's gone because she said she had to go to work. So, again, I want to thank everybody. And I said that before because I don't know what's up. What is up with why am I not? Well, I bet you before tonight I will figure out because this didn't happen last night. So, I will figure out why this didn't shut down for me tonight like it did. Uh, it's not even giving me that option. But anyway, the point is, I am going to go now uh, because I do have to establish some kind of structure in this. Um, and I've been on for 2 hours. So that's a nice amount of time, even though I don't really know how long I should do it. I'm playing it by ear now till I actually establish a format, because certainly I don't have it. As I before, I'd like you guys to give me your comment what time you think I should come on. Not today, not today. I mean going forward, because as I've stated, I will be on live tonight uh, around 12 o'clock, going out, just like I came on tonight at 12. I'll be going out at 12 tonight, December 16th, my birthday. So, uh, again, I'm gonna go and thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Are you sure you want this? Oh, okay. So that's what I need to do. We live and we learn. Yes,